I've written from the perspective of a Christian worldview. However, whether you're a Christian or not makes no difference. I've written so that the material will be profitable to you, regardless of where you are on your spiritual pilgrimage. The stories that follow are real. Most names have been changed to protect the guilty. The folks in the stories work hard. They struggle, they stumble, and sometimes they run scared. Sometimes they succeed, sometimes they fail. But at least they try. They've loved, and they've felt sorrow. And when they hurt, they cry out to God. They are men like us. While writing this book, I've constantly asked myself, what can I offer you that has cost me a great price? That is the way I wrote, and I hope you will find it helpful. Questions and decisions. At the end of each chapter, except chapters 1, 10, and 17, I will ask you to consider some specific questions and decisions based on what you heard. Please allow some time to reflect honestly on these issues. Group study. You may also want to use these questions as the basis for a book study and discussion group. For additional ideas, please listen to the Discussion Leader's Guide at the end of the book. The Season of Reflection. Chapter 1. The Borneo Christian. A Case Study. Part 1. Here is my secret. I tell it to you with an openness of heart that I doubt I shall ever achieve again. So I pray that you are in a quiet room as you hear these words. My secret is that I need God, that I'm sick and can no longer make it alone. Douglas Coupland, Life After God. This is my story. I do not tell it to you because it's pretty. It is not. I do not tell it to you for fame or glory. It is far more likely to tarnish my reputation. Rather, I tell it to you for 3 reasons. First, because it's true. Men today pretend too much. We put on airs. We wear game faces. I want us in this book to sink our teeth into something real. That requires some honesty, vulnerability, and transparency. Second, because you're sure to see yourself mirrored in these pages, no matter how different our backgrounds, you and I share many more similarities than differences. Because all men have so much in common, I believe you will identify with my journey. Third, because we're in this thing together, or at least we ought to be. We're fellow pilgrims, strangers in this land, just passing through. We can help each other along the way. Life is a pilgrimage. Along the way, we reach some milestones that make our spirits soar. We also fall back to places that make us wonder if maybe it isn't all a hoax, a cruel joke of nature. I've gone through 3 major phases on my pilgrimage. Phase 1, the search for meaning and purpose. Phase 2, the commitment to the God I wanted. And Phase 3, the commitment to the God who is. In each of these major phases, I've experienced seasons of reflection, building, crisis, renewal, rebuilding, suffering, and success. As you read along, try to identify the major phase of life you're in right now. Maybe you will relate to one of the phases I've gone through, or maybe this chronicle will trigger some thoughts of your own. In any case, it will be profitable to grasp the larger perspective of where you are generally on your spiritual journey, as together we go on to explore 7 seasons of the man in the mirror. Phase 1, the search for meaning and purpose. It was a warm, muggy summer morning in Central Florida. The white frame elementary school building sitting up on cement blocks doubled as our church on Sundays. In those days, in that neighborhood,